Hello, literature lovers. Today, as you can see, I'm trying to discuss cultural studies and talking about its definition. It is a field theoretically, politically, and empirically engaged in a culture analysis that is initially developed by British academics in late 1950s, 60s, and 70s. Now you can see the overall scholar that started it is by Toby Miller, and there are other references related to it. And according to him, cultural studies is a tendency across disciplines rather than discipline itself. And another argument is by Gilbert Rodman in Why Culture Studies, why it is important. You can see how important it is and how it's really talk about it, talking about different characteristics that was introduced by Introducing Cultural Studies. It's a book published 1994 by Ziauddin Sadar, and these are the aims related to it. And you can see how culture and subculture are discussed, and the points related to the objective of culture studies is mentioned here. It's quite clearly written. Now talking about its history, and it started by Richard Hoggart, and the term was first founded by him in 1964, and in the Birmingham School, that is University of Birmingham. It is the world's first institute of home of culture studies. So we can see the background is quite important, and how he developed in CSS, that is Development of Culture Studies and Sociology, 1999, and the Birmingham, that is the home. And later on the studies were also used in different genres. Now talking about Stuart Hall, how he started it and beginning and becoming the pioneer work in culture studies, and his works related to it and other Marxist scholars who started developing it with the superstructure and the political economy that is the base, including with the word of Louis Arthur. And in the Marxist approach is talking about structure and base and superstructure, that is the post World War II period. And here comes Margaret Thatcher, with the rise of Margaret Thatcher being the Prime Minister of Britain of that period. The Conservative Party started it and developing it. Now, culture studies in late 1970s and beyond is also discussed here clearly, and later on started with discussing it outside UK, and the work is being and talked about in different journals. And another work by Marshall Malcolm started it all, and later on it was recognized in the third world countries also, that is Africa and Latin America. And Jose Martin and Angel Ram also talked about it. There are many aspects of it, you can clearly read it, including the Marxist, feminist, and race and culture approach. And now comes the Gramsci and hegemony concept. Antonio Gramsci discussed it in detail, including with other aspects related to Edgar Seguich, and the detail is given here clearly. And later on to discuss with structure and agency, especially Judith Butler, and being the American feminist theories, talk about the post-hegemonic structure of culture studies, that is by Scott Lash. Later on it was discussed with globalization, culture consumption, and then later comes the concept of text in it being discussed clearly. And Jeff Lewis also talked about it, and he had his own definition, and it had a different academic reception, and other scholarly literary scholars also discussed it, including Terry Eagleton in book After Theory, and other sociologists discussed it in the concept related to it, and many other works by other writers being discussed. The physicist Allen also talked about it, talking about the founding works, that is by Hoggart and Raymond Williams, and not to forget E.P. Thompson These are the really deep works being discussed. Thanks for being part of it. Thank you.